How can you coach for responsibility and accountability? A performance management process is critical for this to ensure the conversational space is created. If you're not learning about your people and your people are not learning about themselves, then we can never put the right people in the right roles. There must be consequences. If there is no consequence, there's no perceived need for change. With coaching, you hope that the only necessary consequence is a conversation about the issue, which may solve everything. Mere awareness can be half the battle, more sometimes, with some degree of self-correction kicking in almost immediately. Like all behavioural change, the person must want to make the change, so your reason for the change being necessary for the role needs to be compelling. If the person seriously wants a true convincing leadership career, this reason should be compelling enough in itself. If the person is looking for you, their manager, to come up with the steps and force the change, this is already falling outside the zone of accountability, and certainly leadership accountability. There are, of course, thousands of ways you could end up constructing such a conversation, as is always the case with coaching. Some starting questions that might make a useful appearance could be things like, describe what you enjoy and don't enjoy about your role. What made you apply for this role or this promotion in particular? What do you think changes when you step onto a management team? Describe your understanding of responsibility versus accountability and describe where you think you are on that spectrum. What's the best workplace mistake that you've ever made? Why? On a scale of 1 to 10, how engaged are you with your role, your career? Discuss. How would you define your approach to your role in terms of a proactive percentage versus a reactive percentage? Based on everything you know about this business and/or your department, what do you think your contribution to the company is or can be? As an observer, it seems that you load up on easier tasks, creating a busyness excuse for not achieving certain key tasks. Would I be right, do you think? Discuss. What would you start doing if I gave you the next promotion? What's stopping you from starting on those activities now? For people to whom accountability comes naturally, even during moments when they're a little bit tired or a little bit exhausted or demotivated, they can't resist spotting all of the peripheral aspects of a piece of work, tweaking them, enhancing them. They usually continue to spot trends and flag them, even on a bad day, because they are compelled to. Someone bargaining that if you give me more money or a better title, then I'll show you enhanced performance, is likely not understanding how critical each piece of a company's management selection process is. As mentioned earlier, it has to be based on past evidence of ability, not hope. In conclusion, to bring this back to leadership language, who are you most likely to follow? A still, detached, box-ticking minimalist, or a forward-moving, engaged, accountable owner? Think about what management is from the moment you were selected as a team leader and beyond. The coming together of a group of people who care about a business in order to grow it and ensure its survival through happy clients, happy colleagues, etc. So that the people who show up each day can benefit in terms of security, personal growth and more. When we look to a management team, a leadership team, we want to see people who are invested, dedicated and feel accountable for what happens day to day, year to year. We want to see that they are continuously observing, analysing, future-proofing and safeguarding. It's about being flexible and available when needed. It's more about community thinking than personal preference. This is the spirit that we need to ensure exists across all of our management structures. We must know it to be at least somewhat in place from the moment someone decides they might like to apply for even just the entry-level team leader role. Do you have that spirit?